Everything around you that you call life was made by people no smarter than you, and you can change it. Most of us grow up believing that life is set in stone. Rules are rules, systems are systems, and our job is to fit in, play along, and make the best of it. But what if that's not true? What if the way things are is just a collection of ideas, and ideas can be changed? Steve Jobs famously said that once you realize you can poke life and something will pop out on the other side, you'll never be the same again. And he was right. This mindset isn't just about business or technology. It's at the heart of some of the greatest ideas in philosophy. From existentialism to Stoicism, from Plato's cave to Taoist flow, thinkers across history have explored this idea that the world isn't something you accept, it's something you create. Jean-Paul Sartre, one of the leading existentialists, argued that there is no predefined meaning in life. Man is nothing else but that which he makes of himself. In other words, there's no script to follow. The rules society sets weren't written by gods. They were made up by people just like you. And if they created them, you can rewrite them. Friedrich Nietzsche took this idea even further. He introduced the concept of the Übermensch, the overman, or the self-created individual. His belief, instead of following old beliefs, traditions, and values, you should create your own. Jobs didn't just improve technology, he redefined what it could be. He didn't follow the industry's blueprint, he created his own. Plato's allegory of the cave tells the story of people trapped in a dark cave, only seeing shadows on the wall. To them, these shadows are reality. But one person breaks free, steps outside, and realizes how much bigger the world truly is. Jobs' realization that everything around you was made by people no smarter than you is a modern version of stepping out of the cave. When you stop seeing life as a set of fixed rules and start questioning everything, you realize how much is actually in your control. But once you realize you can change things, the next step is deciding what to focus on. That's where Stoicism comes in. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus famously said, "Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control, some things are not." Steve Jobs embodied this. When he was fired from Apple, he didn't waste time complaining. He founded Pixar, created Next, and when Apple needed him again, he returned and transformed the company. Instead of being overwhelmed by everything, focus on what you can actually change. That's where real power is. But what about the times when you feel stuck, when life seems immovable? That's where Taoism comes in. The Taoist concept of Wu Wei means effortless action, or going with the flow. It's not about doing nothing, it's about moving with reality rather than forcing things that won't budge. Jobs lived by this. He trusted intuition, even when it didn't make sense at the time. You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backward. When Jobs dropped out of college, people thought he was lost, but he followed his curiosity, studied typography, and that passion ended up shaping the design of the Mac, which influenced modern computing forever. By following the natural flow of his life, rather than forcing himself into the wrong path, Jobs turned uncertainty into opportunity. One of Jobs' most famous realizations was that life is short. He said, "Remembering that you are going to die is the best way I know to avoid the trap of thinking you have something to lose." This ties into a deep, philosophical truth. The only thing that exists is the present moment. Buddhism, Stoicism, and even modern psychology all emphasize that most of our stress, regret, and anxiety come from either living in the past or obsessing over the future. Alan Watts once said, "The present is the only thing that has no end." Jobs understood this deeply. He focused not on what might happen someday, but on what he could build right now. Most people spend their lives waiting for the right time, but there is no right time, there is only now. So, what's the takeaway? Jobs didn't just accept the world as it was. He challenged it, he reshaped it, and so can you. But before you change the world, you have to change yourself. See life not as something to accept, but as something to create. Break free from the illusions holding you back. Focus only on what you can actually change. Learn when to push and when to flow. And most importantly, stop waiting, because the only time you have is now. If you've ever felt stuck, trapped in the idea that life is already decided for you, this is your wake-up call. Everything around you was made by people just like you. The only question is, what are you going to create? If this video resonated with you, hit like and subscribe for more deep dives into philosophy and self-growth. Comment below. What's one area of your life that you want to start reshaping today? And remember, you're the creator of your own reality.